Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles involuntarily flex. Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles involuntarily flex. Two pickup trucks making love.
Welcome to Broad Cuts, a non-linear history of the Transformers franchise on television. I'm one of your hosts, Audrey.
I'm your other host, Mara. Earthrise fucking sucks.
That was better voice acting than what we got in this episode.
Holy shit, Earthrise sucks so bad.
Here's the thing, I actually, as I was saying in the server, I actually enjoyed at least the second of these episodes a fair bit, because Megatron was quite fun in them.
He is certainly doing something, which is more than I can say for anybody else at all in this show anymore. Like,
not even Lita's doing anything at this point. But you know what? That's because she's being dragged down by Jetfire. I don't blame her. I blame Jetfire for bringing the entire mood down.
Just a big fucking charisma suck. Ugh. So yeah, we watched episodes 3 and 4 of War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise this week. Still not a fucking glimpse of Earth. Not even like a mention of it.
I thought we got it at some point here, but it was not Earth. It was just a different planet.
It was just some...
Yeah.
We'll get to everything that pertains to Scorponok in this episode, because, oh boy, I thought... We'll get there. What?
It's not even his name. It's his species.
Insane. What a deranged way to tie him into the show. But we will get there.
He's Scorponok, the last of the Scorponoks.
I'm so mad. All right.
Episode
3.
Episode 3. Hey, so you remember all those like Decepticons that they rescued from getting their shit slurped last week?
Getting put in the suck off machine.
Yeah. Well, we have a name for this guy now. You want to know what his name is?
Yes,
his name is Scrapface.
What's up? I'm Shithead. These are my boys.
It's literally Shithead. No, that would be Slagface. That would be Slagface.
No, there is. Okay.
No. Scrapface is Fuckface.
Yeah, but however, I will say there is a reading of saying it could be Shithead, because we get the reveal of his name directly after Optimus, in one of the worst lines I've ever heard in a Transformers show, uses scrap in place of shit. When he's like, sometimes you just gotta blow scrap up. So he might be Shithead.
I'm going with Fuckface myself.
Yeah, either way, it's not good. It's just no good. That guy really really rolled the shit into the stick there.
The shithead end of the stick.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, episode 3 starts with Optimus standing on the Ark, looking up at the stars, and Bumblebee's like, "Hey man, you're like our leader. We can't just have you like sitting around here brooding." And because his bitch wife Elita is now millions and millions of light years away, now he can finally admit, maybe I was wrong about this whole take the Allspark off of Cybertron thing. Maybe I fucked up. But never, don't tell Elita I said that. But hey, maybe I made a whoopsie.
I've made mistakes. Some of them big ones.
Who hasn't? Fuck him. Fuck Optimus.
This is infuriating to begin with. Right? Like, if you're going to be a fuckface, if you're going to be a shithead, at least, like, stick to your principles, right? Like, that's the reason he's been treating everyone else so poorly anyway.
Yeah.
You might as well, like, commit to the bit, right? So it is infuriating for him now to be like, no, this was a bad idea. But it gets much worse in the second episode when he says it to Megatron.
this guy.
If I were Megatron, I would be like, I'm gonna kill you with my bare hands for real.
Like, holy shit. I always say, I think it's, I just talk a bit about Optimus Prime sucking. I think it's fine, and in fact good sometimes, to make an Optimus Prime who sucks, right? But the key is you have to make him suck on purpose in an interesting way.
Right, you have to be aware of the fact that he's sucking.
There's a whole IDW comic series called Optimus Prime, all about how he kind of sucks.
Yeah. You have to know. You have to know. These people don't know.
I don't think they know that he sucks this bad. I think they think that he's like, oh, well, he's still feeling himself out as a leader. Or he's like, he's feeling himself out as a leader. He made a mistake, but like, this is a big mistake.
This is okay. And again, not to spoil things, but in a very great lie, in the second episode, Megatron charges him with genocide. It says it's like, for crimes against your own people, for committing genocide that would for committing genocide against your own people, for ending our life, and mostly because I would enjoy it very much.
Yes, that's the first line of this Megatron. It says like, oh no, that's a Megatron line.
Yeah, I sentence you to death. This is whenever you are in a situation where Megatron can look at, and it's not shattered glass, where Megatron can look at Optimus and say, you committed genocide, and have that, and be completely correct about it, you have fucked up somewhere along the line. I'm sorry. That's just like, this is like Transformers 101.
Oh, also, Bumblebee got his Autobot badge off screen.
Yeah, well,
Dog.
It's fine.
Stupid.
There are other
show.
Autobots here who are unnamed. That's important because they die really badly, really quickly.
We don't have Cog, but we have all of his cousins. All of his identical cousins are here, who exist
in different colors.
That's right, and they exist to be murdered. So there's some good news and some bad news. The good news is they figured out where the Allspark is. They located it. The bad news is that they're really far away and they don't have enough gas to get there. And then everyone on the bridge of the Ark. I'm not exact. Maybe it's not as long as this. It feels like they talk in circles for literally 2 minutes about whether or not to get the Allspark. It's fucking excruciating. That's one of my big problems with this series. There's a lot of them. The biggest one with the dialogue is when it gets into this mode where it's like, okay, well, we have to have...
We need 22 minutes of content for this episode.
And we need to have everyone agree to go do a thing. And, you can get a lot of interesting stuff out of like a debate of whether or not to do things, right? A bunch of characters stand around and weigh the pros and cons in their own characterful way, but it's this show. So it's mostly everyone going, we have the Allspark, but we don't have enough Energon. We don't have enough Energon, so we can't get the Allspark. But what if we got the Allspark? We don't have enough Energon. What if there's a space bridge? What if there's not a space bridge, we can't get the Allspark because we don't have enough Energon? And then I fucking slam my head through a brick wall and scream for thousands of years. Jesus Christ.
I do feel like my time is being stolen.
It literally, it's like I've never...
Like, I do feel like someone is committing a crime against me.
I will never get those 2 minutes back where they stood around going, Allspark, Space Bridge, Energon, Allspark. It's like, whoa, shut up. If you don't have anything interesting for anyone to say, figure it out. Jesus Christ. Speaking of nothing interesting happening, we cut back to Cybertron, where Alita is just walking with all these Decepticons, including our friend Fuckface Shithead here, and they hide from a secret patrol. Oh, never mind. There's one other thing that happens, which is Jetfire says, "Are you sure you should bring these Decepticons back to our base?"
And Alita once again goes, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Shut up! Stop! I'll kill you, you big dumb idiot! Like they made Jetfire because they never fucking they just never. It feels like he's playing some kind of sick joke on her by constantly bringing this up. He's like doing a bit or something. I hate him so much. It's like, it's so funny. Okay.
He
So
really went new phone who dis.
like, yeah, he got that badge and he's like, well, I've always loved the Autobots.
We've always lived in the Autobot castle.
It's so funny because once again, similar to Energon being terrible at being the thing that it's supposed to do, which is a cartoon to sell toys. This show is also really bad at selling its like, big, because these, Jetfire was like a really big figure, both in terms of like size and marketing. It's like, oh, this is finally a Jetfire figure who looks like the original. Isn't that cool? So you got to sell him because he's like, it's a big purchase. And they decide to do that by making him an annoying asshole who sucks all the time and doesn't do anything. Oh, we gotta sell this Titan class toy, Omega Supreme. He'll show up in literally the last 5 minutes of the show, and then in the next season, because he's too strong, we'll just say he went on vacation. He's in Tahiti right now. Oh,
He went on an extended cruise.
We got another Titan class toy to sell. Another big iconic character. What if we did a version of him?
What if we didn't even name him?
Yeah,
just made it his species?
What if we did a thing that is unrelated to literally any other Scorponok in history and make him a big dumb monster who says MMO boss growls? But we'll get there. So...
Sorry, I don't know if I've ever heard you this pissed off.
I'm not even like a big Scorponok head, but this is...
I can like hear the anger radiating from you. It's something to behold.
There's like 7 layers of completely baffling decisions that go into how they characterize Scorponok in this show, and I hate all of them. So we cut back to the arc. They get to the space bridge. Now I like this. This is funny. So by the way, the space bridge is being orbited by Nebulon Station. And I thought, oh, Nebulon, like the headmaster planet. That's interesting. I wonder if Scorponok will have anything to do with that. No. No, why would you think that? That he would have something to do with the headmaster stuff? No. Go fuck yourself. Anyway, someone has jammed the station halfway through the space bridge. To like it's like putting a door jam in the space bridge, basically.
Yeah. Hey, you got your station in my bridge.
So it's just constantly open. But it's like, well, shit, we have to get rid of the station so that we can close the space bridge and punch in the coordinates where the Allspark is, which I'm presuming is Earth. Surely it has to be Earth, right? Where it is.
I'm fucking praying.
It would be
girl. I'm fucking praying.
It would be amazing if it got to where the Allspark is and it's not Earth, and Earth just never shows up in War for Cybertron Earthrise. Amazing. That would genuinely be brain genius level television writing. But
so it's actually not Earthrise, it's Earthrise.
Yeah,
it's a name of another planet that they're going to.
It's Earthrise. So Bumblebee and Optimus are looking at the station, and Optimus is like, well, Alpha Trion always said the greatest obstacle in your way is yourself. And Bumblebee looks at him and goes, that's fucking stupid. The biggest obstacle is the big space station stuck in the space bridge.
And also, I mean, that is correct.
And then, nauseating line. But Optimus turns to him and goes, Alpha Trion had another saying. Sometimes you just gotta blow scrap up.
I'm sure. In the wise words of Confucius, blow that shit to hell, baby.
Fucking hell, man. This show is so bad. Yeah, so then we get
cut back
and also yes.
Yeah, well, and also real quick, hey, are you struggling to think of how to advance the plot of your show? Have you considered ripping off Alien 1979?
Oh yeah, there's a mysterious alien derelict has shown up, and there's a
Yeah.
strange creature crawling around the walls. Interesting. Um, we cut back to.
I mean,
Cyber-
honestly, this is more like Alien Isolation, the video game, since it's literally going to a space station after it's been abandoned. But yeah, it's Alien.
Yep. So we cut back to Cybertron. Nothing is happening. Don't worry. But the secret patrols attack, and then it's like the scrap face is like, "Oh fuck, we gotta kill him." And so, but Alita's like, "No, don't. Stay hidden." But he shoots one, and the Decepticons do kill a bunch of these seekers, and then one gets away, and Alita's like, "What the fuck? If you're gonna live in my house, you have to live by my rules."
And I say, kill those motherfuckers.
Yeah, and so then Jetfire goes to clean up the mess. Apparently, the seeker was a woman. Because they say, did you get her? And Jetfire goes, yeah, I killed her. It's like, was that Slipstream? Because it just literally looked like every other Seeker. It was just Jet. I mean, it actually wasn't Skywarp number 7. It was Hotlink number 4. Like, they just have a fucking injection mold to pump these guys out. Anyway, it's like, all right, Decepticons, if you want, you gotta obey. You gotta obey my orders. And then Jetfire's like, I'm not gonna say I told you so, and Leah tells him to stuff it up his ass. No, she doesn't. She unfortunately doesn't. That's the horrible thing about all of these scenes with Jetfire. She never tells him to stuff it up his ass. She's always like, you were right, Jetfire, you're so wise.
Yeah. Even like in this scene, I think I can't remember exactly, but like Jetfire assumes she's going to say something chastising to him, and then she doesn't. Isn't that right?
Yes. Stupid. I hate it. Yeah, so the Autobots are currently doing the plot of Alien. They're on a big space station. It's mysterious. So they decide the plan is they're gonna blow up the station. And we get some there's some fun like Ratchet and Wheeljack stuff, I guess, where it's like, Ratchet's like, well, I wanted to do my cool smart plan, but I guess we'll do Wheeljack's blow it up plan. And Wheeljack's like, yay. They talk about how it's like, be careful, you're carrying around a backpack full of explosives designed by Wheeljack.
Sorry, again, just the sheer disdain in your voice is really doing it for me, I'm not gonna lie.
It really is merciful that these are so short, because if this was like even like a Prime length show, let alone like an Intergenre Armada length show, I would be on fucking suicide watch. It sucks so bad. Anyway, the plan is they're gonna blow up the station in 3 distinct places so it snaps in half perfectly to close the space bridge. So
I will say, like, they're putting up the explosives, and RC's like, okay, so what's the plan here? And Wheeljack's like, well, either this works or we all die in a big explosion. And she's like, cool, great. But and then Wheeljack's like, better than starving to death.
I guess
which is what would happen if we didn't do this.
So
I do like that Wheeljack sounds like a bodega owner.
He does. He gets really bodega ownery in the next episode.
Yeah.
So before we get into the end of this episode, I'm just going to check in with. I'm gonna just say what happens to the rest of the Alita plotline now because it doesn't matter and it's stupid. Mm-hmm. They get back to base and the Decepticons are like, "Wow, you fixed Decepticons here too?" And Red Alert's like, "Yes." And then everyone gets a priority alert from Shockwave, who's like, "I'm gonna piss on the moon," or whatever the thing is from the Sonic fandom. He's like, "Everyone, all the Decepticons come to the Kaon Arena for a big birthday party, and definitely not to be sucked off by the evil machine." And then Scrapface goes, "Oh my God, they're gonna get sucked off by the evil machine." And they're like, "We have to stop him." And everybody goes.
And Jetfire's
to
like,
stop
we literally don't.
him. And then they all go to stop him, I guess. But that's literally the last we see of them. They are not in the next episode, so who knows what
They
fucking
probably
happens
all
there.
died. Megatron's probably correct.
Yeah,
That they all died.
right. So this is where we get Scorponok showing up, because like they would open when they turned the power back on. I was like, oh, big scary eyes. So okay, now it's fair to say that Scorponok is not like one of the big iconic guys from like the show, because he was he was pretty late in G1. He came out in 1987, but Scorponok was a really big character in the comics. He was like the leader of the Decepticons for a while. He's usually portrayed as like a really sort of like manipulative mastermind character. He's like a tactical genius. He's usually a headmaster. He's got a cool alt mode, all that stuff. And we're ignoring the Energon and Beast Wars Scorponoks for a minute. And the movie one, I guess.
those are different guys.
Those are different guys. We're talking about. Then this is G1 Scorponok. This is a show that he was very close to G1. Scorponok, very competent leader, very strong. Sometimes usually headmaster. He was really big in like the early IDW stuff, and then he was also really big in the late IDW stuff. Like it sort of came full circle with him. He's pretty cool. What he isn't ever is really that related to the Quintessons, except I guess Energon, but then again, not really. But as it turns out, this Scorponok is basically just a big dumb guy who is Scorponok is like his species. Now, I wonder if anyone can remember if there's some kind of Cybertronian, like there's this particular kind of guy who turns into an animal that there's a lot of, that the Quintessons are heavily associated with, that maybe would show up on like a colonized planet. No, you've never heard of Sharkticons before? Okay. Sure, it's Scorponoks now. So it's a planet of Scorponoks. And
it was a planet of Scorponoks.
Yeah, he says he's
now
the last Scorponok.
Nothing.
Later he says his family died, so I assume his little baby Scorponok and his beautiful wife Scorponok, who I assume just looks like him with the big pink bow on her head, they died horribly from ? Holy shit, everything about this is so fucking lazy. And once again, this is the Titan class figure. This is the centerpiece of the line for the year, and this is what you're doing with him. He's literally just some guy.
Scorponok immediately kills 2 Autobots.
Yeah,
he crushes them into nothing.
2 of Cog's identical cousins, and he's doing his Final Fantasy MMO boss growl. He's like, the cancer grows, contagion spreads, I will cut you out. Like, that's all his lines. All his lines are just that, or him doing
Intruders, invaders, yeah.
Fuck. I fucking hate this so much.
Contaminants.
The Cybertronian Empire is a cancer, and I'm the barber's blade.
My favorite part of this is, so they all like make a dash for the door, right?
Yes.
RC is able to open a door, and like
it's RC,
she's like,
Wheeljack, and Bumblebee who are being attacked initially by this fella.
And everyone shows up, and so it's the whole group of them at the end. And RC manages to open a door and is like, Autobots, this way! And they all run over. There's like issues with gravity as well. At this point, no, that's later.
That's later.
They're just running, and everyone makes it there, but Bumblebee's the last one, and he's running, and Optimus holds out a hand, and then does not actually help Bumblebee.
Classic Optimus.
That's my favorite part of this, is that he like holds up the hand in terms of like very classic, grab it and you think he's gonna like yoink it in. No, Bumblebee just runs in. Does not take Optimus's hand.
We just skipped over them going to this planet, like on the other side of the space, going like, oh my god, there's used to be a civilization here, but it's gone. What happened? It's like got trees and stuff. It's really bright. Don't worry, we'll never learn what happened.
We never learn what happened, but we do spend an inordinate amount of time looking at this place because their favorite trick to get out of animating in this episode is just scanning on this painted,
sort of
the 2D painted background,
panning over this Nintendo 64 skybox.
Yeah.
So there's a Mirage does the hologram trick where he's like, I'll conjure Omega Supreme, and he's pick on someone your own size. But Twilight, he did not sound like that last time. I don't know what happened, but anyway, I bet I haven't watched the trailer for this. I bet they use this shot of Scorponok punching Omega Supreme in the trailer. It's like, God, what a fucking disappointment. Scorponok is not his usual self, and also this Omega Supreme is literally smoke and mirrors. But hey, you can still go and buy him at the store. Anyway, they shove Scorponok into a big hole, but he just transforms and climbs out of it. By the way, Scorponok is not usually this big. Like, he's a tall guy.
Yeah, no,
he's gigantic in this show.
They juiced my boy.
It looks ridiculous, honestly, when he turns into a robot.
But also sizes are so inconsistent in this show.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. But, like, he looks fine when he's in Scorpion mode. As soon as he turns into a robot, it just looks really silly. So we end with everyone fighting Scorponok, and then the stinger is... Well, can you not hear me? Hello, I can hear you.
Oh. Okay, now I can hear you.
Weird.
That
was on your end. Because I was lighting up.
No, I don't think that was, actually. But regardless, doesn't matter.
My recording's fine. I was lighting up on Discord. I think that was on your end.
Again, doesn't really matter.
Very strange. Anyway, the stinger at the end of this episode is Megatron's here.
He's
cool
putting
chase.
and he's gonna put the board in boarding party.
Yeah, the last note I have here is that he does the most boring, lifeless quotation of the '86 movie in franchise history. Good job, because he says, "I'm going to kill Optimus Prime with my bare hands." They
quote the '86 movie so much in these episodes, and every time they did it, I was like throwing darts at the screen. Fuck this.
It is the easiest layup in the fucking world to quote that movie. The most quotable movie of all time. They fuck it up so bad. The one with Starscream is even worse because it doesn't even apply in that situation. It doesn't even. Oh man.
Well, I mean, I kind of get it. It's kind of okay.
Sort of, but
it's very. Like, it makes enough sense, but it's also very, like, ham-fisted to get the quote in.
That's the one of the big, like, nudging you really hard, like, huh? Do you get it?
Exactly.
Like, yeah, I fucking get it, dude.
It's like, yeah, okay, it works, but it's like you're being really obnoxious about this.
It's like naming a nebula on stage, like, huh, you get it? And, oh, yeah, because Scorponok's here, and he's a headmaster. It's like, actually, that doesn't have anything to do with it at all. It's like, oh, okay. So you were just fucking around. Gotcha. Episode 4 this is truly the fucking Scorponok raid boss episode. Like, holy shit. They spend so much time shooting at him pointlessly.
Yeah.
Until...
And this is from the jump to the end of the episode, Optimus sounds like shit.
Yeah, so we open in on this thing that everyone's shooting Scorponok. Everyone sounds normal, and then it cuts Optimus and goes, "We have to get out of here!" It's like, whoa, okay, hey man, you good? He is in full, like, blustery action movie guy voice in this episode, and it sounds like shit. If I could not, for the life of me, identify this as Optimus Prime if I was not watching it.
Oh, not a chance. This is like a Call of Duty character. This
is fucking soap or whatever. It's like, we gotta get out of here so you can go on without me. It's like, what is happening right now?
It is, and again, as I've said before, this is the same voice actor of Cyberverse.
Just
You know as well as I do that he does not sound that bad in Cyberverse.
No, like,
I know that you're not the biggest fan of him in Cyberverse either, but he sounds miles better.
I get what he's going for in Cyberverse. Yeah. He's like going for a thing. He's going for like square jawed like Republic cereal thing. I get it. This is nothing. This is slop. This is just no decision making, just reading the words.
Which really goes to show you how much direction is the issue in this show.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've seen what some of these voice actors have done much better in other series. And so it clearly isn't their fault. I actually feel really bad for them.
Yeah,
if this is on your resume now, like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah, I was Optimus Prime in Cyberverse. Oh, it says you were also in no, don't watch that one. Just don't look that one up. Just the Cyberverse one. You don't need to watch the War for Cybertron trilogy. That's fine.
No one needs to watch the War for Cybertron.
Let me just click on episode 4 of the second season for some reason. No, please don't do that. Especially don't watch that one.
Not that one. No. Hey. No. You put that down, Mr. Casting Director.
And then Megatron shows up and is like, I'm the only one who can kill Optimus Prime. Holy shit, that's a big scorpion. What the fuck? It is really funny. They blast it as like, Optimus Prime, I'm here for you. Oh, fuck. What is that? So then they all start shooting the big scorpion. So Optimus gets the idea. He's going to grab the charges that Wheeljack was going to use to blow up the station. And he's going to use it to blow up Scorponok. Why is Megatron in the way? Is he trying to kill Optimus or stop him from blowing himself up? Because he wants to do it.
I mean, I think both.
Yeah, regardless of the reason.
Like, he's trying to kill Optimus, and he's trying to stop anything else from killing Optimus before he can kill Optimus.
So they both get caught in the blast and vanish.
Actually, there's a couple things I want to note here. There is actually one very good line here where everyone's like, how did the Decepticons find us? And RC just goes, well, I guess when you trust a guy named Double Dealer.
Yes, like, well, you know...
I was like, it's like they call themselves Decepticons. It doesn't raise any red flags for anyone.
Hello, my name is Mr. Betray You. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. That, and then it is as this fight is going on before Megatron and Optimus get separated and buried. They're going back and forth and fighting, and like Megatron is basically like, oh, do it, I dare you. To Optimus, who's like eyeing Scorponok and eyeing the gun, his gun, and eyeing Megatron, and he like looks at the gun again, and Megatron goes, "Take it,
do it, pussy, do it,
take it." It's like, yeah, I am kind of obsessed with Megatron in this episode. He's very funny.
He's doing a good job. So
those aren't voices, you idiot.
I'm going to skip over all of the stupid bullshit that happens after they disappear, where the gravity turns off and Starscream does his Starscream moment. Just because, well, he's Starscream and he has to. Okay.
To be fair, he's also like one of the only interesting things this show does is actually make like Starscream's ambitions like somewhat deserved.
Yes. He at least chooses a sensible moment.
Right. Like, he first of all, he actually is effective as, like, an air commander. He's like, let's not forget that he captured literally the entire Autobot faction, basically, last week.
And it's just really fun, but he is better. He is much more competent than G1 Starscream. It's just really funny that it just happens. It's just like, oh, well, it's been too many episodes. We have Starscream here. He has to go Starscream mode.
Yeah, and then, but the other thing is that, like, you know, obviously he has his ambitions, but he's not actually really actively trying to kill Megatron.
No, not really.
At any point. He's just like opportunistic. And when he thinks Megatron's dead, as he has good reason to believe here, he's like, all right, well, I'm second in command. Let's go.
He only decides to kill Megatron after he gets shot in the chest, which is, I guess that's pretty fair.
And that's also, he'll be back.
Very funny.
He's really good.
Does not give a shit. This Megatron is clocking in. I'm surrounded by morons. I'm talking to my fucking dead boyfriend's head. It's going great for him.
But it is like very funny. Just like the establishment of that relationship between Megatron and Starscream, where it's like, that didn't kill him. He'll be fine.
Yeah, I look. I've watched enough Transformers to know that he'll be back. So. Also, I can't get out one more thing before we move into the meat of this episode, and another thing that makes me really mad. I hate this Ravage design. He's too wide. He's really chonky. 2, very disconcerting. Okay, so in the original show, Ravage was quote unquote voiced by Frank Welker, who has voiced every cartoon animal forever, except for the ones that are voiced by D. Bradley Baker. It's those 2 guys that voice all
exactly.
animals.
I was about to say, there's a Scooby-Doo in there.
The Ravage in the show is very clearly a man doing sniffing and snarling noises, and it's not really well disguised. And when he wakes Starscream up after the blast, I was like, it's weird. It just makes me think this Ravage is into some weird pet play stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say, you don't like your Transformers pet play?
So okay,
not into the DJD.
It is, we don't talk enough about how James Roberts put non-con pet play into the Transformers comics. Speaking of
a full non-con pet play lifestyle.
Speaking of James Roberts, everyone knows about the Chaos Theory 2-parter from the Transformers ongoing series in like 2010, right? This is the one where they've captured Megatron. They're transporting him back to Cybertron, and he and Optimus have that really like charged talk where they go over their backstory. Very famous, very good, like basically standalone comics. This show would very much like to be Chaos Theory. It would love to be Chaos Theory.
What is very rewarding about the scene, particularly given how much Optimus sucks, is Megatron basically going, "Oh, shut up," the entire time.
So the problem is, number one, you fucking people couldn't write your way out of a paper bag. You're not making Chaos Theory. Number 2, your version of Optimus is such a fucking dipshit with no juice, with no sauce, that it doesn't work. Number 3, Megatron is just right 70% of the time and also doesn't care. So what you have is Megatron and Optimus stuck in a hole. Megatron has a fucking piece of rebar through his chest, and Optimus admits to him that he was wrong about the Allspark.
And like, and Megatron is basically all about saying like, this rebar is less painful than this conversation that you're making me have. It's really good. My favorite part of it. So it starts off with with Optimus going, "Hey, so I think I fucked up. I think I may have beefed it. I think maybe removing the Allspark from Cybertron was a bad idea." And Megatron's like, "You fucking think? You son of a bitch, asshole, idiot." Yeah. And the whole time I'm just like, why are you telling this to Megatron? Tell it to Alita! Tell it to Alita, you son of a bitch! Ooh, I hate your ass!
And then I guess he was thinking about that, because then he says, what happened to... Because Megatron once again calls her Ariel, which really feels like a flex of some kind. I don't know what kind, but it's definitely like...
I fucked your wife, shit lips.
Yeah, it's a real, like, I was with her before you were, and I know all the shit you don't, and she, like... I talked to her last, and she also respects me more. But
he does have the funniest burying of the lead.
It's really okay. So afterwards, like, what happened to her? She was on. He was like, oh yeah, well, she was leading a leading a resistance
No.
cell on Cybertron.
No. He doesn't say any of that. He just says, she's dead.
Long pause. Dot.
No, not long pause. He just says, she's dead. Optimus roars in anger, turns around, punches Metal, and starts walking away from him and leaving. And then Megatron goes, probably. And then he says, last I saw, she was leading a rebellion. It was really annoying, but she's probably dead because everyone on Cybertron is fucking dead because you took the Allspark away, you motherfucker.
She probably got sucked off by Shockwave's device.
and so, like, this, like, sparks Megatron and Optimus, like, going at it again with each other until Optimus is like, did you hear that? There were voices, and Megatron is just like, those aren't voices, you idiot. It's the life systems rebooting.
I have to be clear. They do not. There are nothing.
No, it's clangs. It's clangs.
Clank.
Yeah.
Groan. He's like, voices. Like, Optimus. Are you? How big of a fucking idiot are you? What is happening?
The line. Those aren't voices, you idiot. It's the life systems rebooting. It's pretty fucking funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, you can't. Once again, you can't do chaos theory when Optimus is this big of a fucking dipshit and Megatron is this much in the right. It doesn't work.
It simply doesn't work when Megatron is correct. You can't do it. You fucked it up. If this is your situation, you've made a wrong exit. You gotta get back on the highway. You are off course.
Megatron made a spaceship literally powered by the tortured souls of the damned. But he's right when he says that it's also kind of Optimus's fault. Like, he's just right. And that's not in a, they're both so gray way. It's just like, no, he's just stupid.
No.
He just did a dumb thing.
Optimus just fucked it big time.
And he was
too much of a coward to admit it to anyone.
Yeah, the thing is, he was so always saying, it'll be fine. And then as soon as he's away from Cybertron, it's like, I fucked up, Bumblebee. Oh, I fucked up so bad. Anyway, he gets the thing out of Megatron, and they go back up. Everyone's fighting. This is where we get them quoting the I Still Function stuff from Transformers the movie, which, like you said, it's not entirely, incorrect. The scale of not functioning is just a little different. In the movie, Megatron was literally like spattered in blood and dying on the floor. In this one, he has a boo-boo in his titty. I guess he got impaled, but it's the robots. It's fine.
It is. I will say the Energon gushing animation around it was really very TF2 Gary's Mod kind of.
Yes. Really,
splurge.
Yeah, the sound effect too. The way they quote unquote repair him is amazing too. We'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, Starscream goes on.
Listen, it's a Band-Aid.
Mm-hmm. Look, Starscream goes on his usual Starscream thing. It's like, our glorious leader has fallen and he is helping the Autobots. And literally, Megatron just shoots him in the chest. Or no, it's like Starscream goes on this whole speech and he goes, what is your rebuttal, dear leader?
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, he says, I still function.
Yes, he does the quote. Now for you, mighty Megatron, and he goes, "I still fuck." And he even says it like it's perfunctory. It's like, "Oh, we got to do this shit again." Okay, and then he goes on this whole speech about how Megatron has fallen from grace and is working with the Autobots.
To be fair, make some pretty valid points. Like, he hasn't really gotten too big for his britches in this one.
Yeah, he just pulled this at the wrong time because Megatron's in a really bad mood because he had to talk to Optimus for longer than 15 minutes. So he just shoots Starscream in the chest and knocks him into the big hole, and he just goes, he'll be back.
Yeah, it literally says fine. He'll be back, and then it's also like, Starscream, you can fly. What are you doing?
It just turned into a plane, man. It's cool.
You don't have to fall. You can, and then him waking up with Ravage, and it's like running his way back up. Sweetheart, you can fly.
It's Energon
just turn
all over
into
again.
Just turn into a jet and fly.
It's done it all over again. It's like, yeah, hey guys, why are you running? You can turn into cars, and they just jog everywhere. It's like, god damn it. Except when it's time to go to space. And then they turn into cars and drive on nothing. So then, yeah, so there's one bit I like here when during this brief period of nobody betraying anybody, which of course lasts.
Is it save a horse?
It is when
Save a horse, ride a Scorponok?
No, so that was stupid. So there's a bit where they're trying to open these blast doors that have been jammed shut, and Wheeljack's like, geez, Prime, I don't know, I can't translate these glyphs, they're too ancient. And Soundwave just like silently looks at Megatron like, can I? And he just like nods. And Soundwave literally just runs over there, types some things on the keyboard, unlocks the door, and leaves without saying a word. And all the audience just looking at him like, what the fuck? I just thought that was really funny, like genuinely very funny.
Yeah. Again, like this episode is kind of infuriating because there are some like genuinely very funny moments in it, which are like
Decepticons
on purpose, right? Like
Yeah.
for the first time in this show, it is funny in a way that I know is purposeful.
Decepticons firing on all cylinders in this episode.
Yeah.
Autobots worse than ever.
Worse than ever, led by Optimus, who really like the deviation value that Optimus is bringing to this particular bell curve is pretty alarming.
It's fucking something else. But then, oh my god! So this one he asks Wheeljack to repair Megatron, and Wheeljack goes, I don't want to, because he spent the last however long trying to wipe us out, and Prime literally just goes, you have to do it if you want to make it out of here, in his Christian Bale Batman voice. That's what it reminds me of. It does.
Yeah.
It's Christian Bale Batman voice.
Where is he?
It reminds me of that cruel prank Christopher Nolan played on Christian Bale when he told him, "Nah, man, nah, Chris, that's a great voice. Stick with that one." And then, oh my god! So the way they heal this big hole in Megatron is they just like literally weld a random piece of scrap over the hole.
Listen. Is the Energon so?
That's true. That's
no?
true. It doesn't really
then it worked.
It doesn't really seem that absorbent, though. Anyway, immediately after that, Megatron turns on the Autobots like, oh my god, how could this have happened? The Decepticons betraying us? Oh my god. And this is the part where, well, I think first Scorponok attacks, and they, like, shoot at him a bunch. And Megatron goes, I warned him that I'm the one who gets to kill you, Prime. And this is what you mentioned, where he like he charges Prime with all his crimes. And then this is where, speaking of terrible Batman things, this part where they talk about the Quintessons reminds me of the Martha thing from fucking Batman v Superman. Quintessons? Why did you say Quintessons? I hate Quintessons. I also hate Quintessons. Well, I hate them more.
Oh, I've never seen Batman versus Superman, but I'm assuming that's them talking about how their moms are both named Martha.
Yep.
Great.
So in this, Megatron mentions something about the Quintessons, or maybe it's Optimus who mentions. Someone says the word Quintesson, and Scorponok's like, the Quintessons? I hate those guys. They enslaved us. And Megatron's like, yeah, well, they enslaved us too, but we rose up and beat them. So,
and Scorponok's like, wait, that was an option?
Yeah,
well, fuck, my entire planet's dead.
This is literally the first point where, by the way, they have a Decepticon emblem on Scorponok's chest this entire time.
Stupid. Fucking stupid.
Guys, just fucking scrub it out. He's not, whatever. So this is the first time Megatron looks at him and goes, hey, what are you anyway? What's your deal? What's going on with you, man? You're like a big scorpion guy? And he goes, I am the last member of people who never rose up. It was like, I mean, if everyone was as big as you, and you were literally a scorpion covered in guns, why? Anyway, he's like, we never rose up, and they killed my wife. he, he literally says, "My family is gone." Like, what? What does the Scorponok planet family unit look like? Like, what is the... Once again, I just imagine the tiny Scorponok and then the wife Scorponok in like a big dress and like a pink bow tie or a pink bow on her head. Like, it's ridiculous. Anyway, Scorponok's like, "Hey, you're judging that guy. You're like charging him with a crime. The Quintessons also did that. So you're just like them."
And Megatron's like, "I'm not like them," and telepathically tries to move everything in the room.
It's just such a, like, "I'm nothing like the Quintessons." Like, but we don't... The problem with this is, one, we don't really know anything about the Scorponok. Yeah. Two, we don't even really know anything about the Quintessons. Like...
We don't even know about the assholes who are speaking. What do we know about Optimus and Megatron?
Yeah, like, there's just no stakes for anybody in this conversation about anything. And then they turn the gravity off. And everybody runs away. And Optimus is like, "Ironhide, punch it, get us out of here." And then Starscream presumably runs all the way back to the Nemesis without transforming into the plane that he can turn into. And he says, "I'm going to blow everybody up. Fuck them. I've decided to bet on me and not any of these other guys." And then he shoots the station right as the Ark's like warp drive goes up. And then there's a big flash of light. And Optimus like, "Oh, fuck my head. Where are we?" And Ironhide's like, "Wow, this is crazy. We didn't actually go anywhere. We're in the same place." But they look outside the window and it's green. Ooh.
Oh no! Anyway, well, those were episodes.
I'll just tell you all right now, this is the dead universe, by the way. They're cribbing more from IDW. Except it's not really... much like everything else, I have read ahead a little bit. Much like everything else, it's not really the dead universe. It's just a big green space where things happen. Anyway, the show sucks the farts out of an ass. I hate it, and I hate everyone who made it. How about you read us some questions?
Sure.
While I seethe.
Oh, as opposed to what you've been doing for the last hour.
That's right. I've been very reasonable. I've been very level and reasonable about this show. I think you'll find.
Is that will I? Okay. Good to know.
You've checked the tapes. You'll see that I am, in fact, the modicum of, like, the pinnacle of reason.
Of moderation. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Meek Wimwalk Love You asks, "Hey, what's up with the different characters of G1 and Beast Wars Scorponok? Not saying that his character but Nation, but it's always intrigued to me."
So I think that can be just chalked down to, you know, they were just using the same name. And also, so G1 Scorponok is technically in the cartoon, but he's in the last, like, the truncated 3-part special that is quote unquote season 4. And I believe in that he is just like a big weapons platform who's piloted by the main villain. I don't think he's like a guy. He is a comics guy. He was in the Headmaster's show. Like, so I think it's fine that Beast Wars Scorponok and Energon Scorponok are like different guys.
Yeah.
This is a crime, but that's, you know, I've
but what else is new?
Yeah, like, that is just like, you know, it's different interpretations of, you know, that we have a guy who turns into a scorpion, so let's name him Scorponok. He's never really been like a dumb guy like he was in Beast Wars, though. Although, weirdly enough, Scorponok was the dumb guy, but he was also like the gadget dude. He's always making like devices.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anyway, fuck everything.
Dead Name Stealing Faye asked, "This Scorponok raid is kind of bland and not fun. What's something the devs could do to fix in future patches? Delete."
Yeah, this is one we can just kind of get rid of. You know, this is from the early game. There's a lot of archaic mechanics. This
one did not get beta tested enough.
I said earlier that he's literally covered in guns because it's true. It's amazing that he never fires them. Why? Did he run out of bullets?
Yeah, that's right. He's also starving to death. On the space station.
There's so many questions like how did he get here? How long has he been here? Why did they jam the space station to the space bridge? Is he hungry? Does he need help? What's his actual name? But
Again,
no.
I'm telling you, it's a Pokemon situation. His name is Scorponok, and he's the last of the Scorponoks.
I'm the last member of the Scorpa squad.
Yeah, exactly. Scorpo. Megatron's crusty lips, Sabrina asks, do you think this will be the last time we see Scorponok?
Funnily, okay. I'll answer two. There are.
It
two
depends if
questions
you
here.
count Beastmasters as something different.
So, the answer to will we see this version of Scorpion again? No, I bet they'll kill him off screen. They'll just
Yes.
it'll be Mega Super's like, what happened to Scorponok? Oh, we threw him into space. The answer of will we ever see Scorponok again in any of the shows we cover is even funnier, because I think the answer is no. Because, spoiler for Beast Wars Season 2, he dies in the first episode.
Oh, shit.
And there's no other Scorponoks that I can think of that ever show up. Is there a Scorponok in Cyberverse?
Not that I remember.
Wow. This is Scorponok's, like, first big TV thing in literally 15 years.
This is his swan song.
And it's this? Wow, I didn't think I could be any more mad about any of the decisions that went into this.
Wait,
but
hold
now
on.
I am.
Hold on. Scorponok did show up in
The movie? That's
in
true.
Earthspark.
Did he?
No. I'm thinking of Tarantulas.
Yeah, no, different arachnid. Yeah,
Never
this is the okay. So yeah, Scorponok's last TV appearance. If we don't count the 2007 movie, which I don't, his last TV appearance as like his own character that is recognizably based on G1 Scorponok is 2004 Energon. This is literally 15 years later, and it's this shit. Like, goddamn, justice for my boy.
If you had to construct the best MMO style raid team, 1 tank, 3 heals, 4 DPS, out of the available Autobots and Decepticon, who would you put on the team? And for an easier version, out of all Transformers media covered in the pod and the comics too.
Insane that you call that the easier version. No, that's too many to choose from. We're sticking to these guys. All right. We need a
Okay,
a
let's
full
do the
party.
heals first, because that's easiest.
One of them is Wheeljack,
Ratchet.
Ratchet. Who's the third one? Shockwave.
No, Red Alert.
Oh, I forgot they made him a medic in this.
Yeah. Okay, so easy. Okay, that's done. Great.
Our tank, I mean, look.
Jetfire, I guess.
He is big. There's also the guy who literally turns into a tank, which is Megatron.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Megatron. DPS. Bumblebee, for sure.
Yeah, Bumblebee, Starscream, Alita, and Chromia. No, no, that's too many. We got Bumblebee, Starscream, Chromia, and we need another Decepticon. The problem is there's so few of them. Soundwave.
You know what? Yeah, I was gonna say Soundwave does DPS.
He's like Summoner. He
Yeah.
gets his minions out, and he has Frenzy punch you in the dick or
hell.
whatever. That's his thing. Sorry, I was just thinking about Soundwave deploying Rumble. And Rumble just walking up to someone and punching them in the junk, and then walking back and getting back in Soundwave's chest. And I really love that mental image. I'm gonna be thinking about that instead of what they did to Scorponok. It's like a balm.
How often in a piece of media do you feel like the writer, author, creator, or what have you has contempt for an aspect of the fiction they are working with? Like how the director of the first live-action Scooby-Doo film hated Scrappy-Doo so much he destroyed the character, and we have not seen Scrappy since, as an example.
Okay, well, he deserved it, first of all. Number one, he was right.
Yeah.
But continue.
Do you think the writers dislike the characters they were writing for since they are so out of character? No, like that's the sad thing, is that I don't think they did. This is just like incredibly bad. Like this is straight up, not joking at all, a skill issue.
Yeah, like Starship Troopers is something made out of spite. Like Paul Verhoeven didn't even read the book. He was like, "Damn, this shit is fucking stupid. I'm just gonna make it like a cartoonish satire of fascism," which even then some people didn't but
I'm doing my part.
Yeah, like I've seen things written out of spite and hatred for something. Like, but this is no, they're trying they're trying to make it good.
It makes it much sadder.
Yeah, like 9 times out of 10 someone is trying to make it good. They just something didn't work. And in this case, the character writing is just all over the place. Even though Megatron is fun in this latest episode, he still has the same problem he always has, which is just arbitrarily he will just switch decisions in the middle of a scene all the time. Like he just does that. Optimus is just a fucking whiny fuck up who like puts other people down, unless their name is Bumblebee. Like they aren't. It's very clear that the people who made the show really love it, considering all of the references and deep cuts they put into this. Like I said, Nebulon Station is a pretty deep cut, all things considered. But no, they just made it. They didn't do a good job. It is a skill issue. Fuck Scrappy Doo though.
What would you like? What would you want to see in a hypothetical Transformers MMO game? I wouldn't like to see that.
They tried to make one of those.
Yeah.
It didn't. It didn't go very well.
It is just. Here's the thing. Like, I think the interesting thing about MMORPGs specifically, as opposed to like MOBAs or something, right, is the ability to sort of like customize your character and go like interesting places with it based upon what you want, and Transformers is just not a media that lends itself to that well.
Like, I think you could do it. I think it would need to be way more of like a sort of Warframe-esque action-oriented MMO type of thing, and not your classic like.
I just don't think that's interesting. Like, I don't think that's.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, I guess they technically, I guess they didn't make it like an MMO because you had to like pick a character to play as. I think I don't really remember. Like I said, it didn't last long. What I want is more
like MMO. Like, to me, the words MMO mean like open world, right? Like, like you have a server and you're in there with like hundreds of people.
But what I want is like a full on Transformers XCOM, and not just like
that would be interesting.
Because like they made one of those. It's just that it was based on like Cyberverse, so it was sort of skewed towards younger players. But I want like a full on like Transformers Tactics game. That would be good.
Yeah, that would be interesting. XCOM I could see, but MMO. It's just, again, it is not a media property that lends itself particularly well, in my opinion, to MMOs.
Yeah, like it makes a good third-person shooter, it makes a good tactics game, and it makes all that stuff. MMOs, it just never really worked.
Yeah. Slipstream Sam but Grayscale asks, in the spirit of mangling beloved media, give me an FF14 job for as many of these characters as you can manage. Have fun.
I can't, because none of these characters are like interesting.
Oh, and I don't play FF14, so.
Like I could really try to dig deep and figure out what these guys are, but like, there's no point. They're all just sort of the same guy. Like, there's no fun.
Right down to their voices.
Yeah, there's no fun to be had in me saying, "Haha, Bumblebee." I can't even come up with what Bumblebee would be. That's how fucked we are.
Bugbite would be a white mage.
Haha, yellow. I miss you already, White Bumblebee. I miss you so much.
Remember when times were simple and Bumblebee was white? Oh, man. Okay. And then our final questions are also... What?
We answered the first from V or Dead Name Stealing Faye.
Yeah.
We did answer if we would play a Transformers MMO. The answer is no.
Yeah, I said final questions. There are two. And I would not play a Transformers MMO. Here's the thing. I don't play, I mean, Mara as the MMO player could probably speak more to this. I don't play MMOs, so.
Yeah. I haven't even played Final Fantasy in like a few months.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh shit! I think I missed. God damn it! I think I missed an event too. Well, that's how there's an event running. It's like, oh, there's a cool outfit I should get. Maybe I can.
Wow, cool outfit.
I just completely forgot to log in and do the seasonal event. Maybe it's still going.
It's a shame you already have a Final Fantasy XIV podcast, because we could have done one called Wow, Cool Outfit.
There is actually a Final Fantasy XIV fashion podcast. I think it's called the Fashion Report.
Yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't surprise me, honestly. And then, yeah, last question from Veer. Do you remember... Did you remember to get up on the Hydra's back?
He does do that.
Optimus does do that. He saves a horse and rides a Scorponok. So the funny thing is, I played Kingdom Hearts a lot as a kid because it was like one of 3 games that I had for the PS2, basically. It was like Kingdom Hearts 2, and Shadow of the Colossus, and Okami. Those were like the 4 games that I played to death. I do not remember that being as big a deal as everyone else makes it out to be.
Yeah. Well, you know, when you're a kid, some boss fights are way harder than they actually are because you're dumb and don't know things about video games.
Yeah, but the whole meme of like get up on the back thing, it's like I don't remember that being a line that was repeated that often. Maybe it was my copy of Kingdom Hearts or something.
Maybe all the rest of you just sucked at that boss fight.
Yeah,
and
maybe,
I got it done first try.
Yeah, maybe you should get good like my little like 12-year-old self was.
Yeah, maybe you're all just scrubs.
Yeah, ever think of that? Maybe you should get good.
I only heard it once because I am good at the game.
Because I got on the Hydra's back after that.
He tells you what to do. It's not like it's hard directions to follow. You get up on the Hydra's back.
God. Playing Birth by Sleep, though, I was like, oh yeah, huh. These are the Kingdom Hearts controls, huh? Gee whiz.
They never really figured out... Yeah.
Before you get that high jump, it's really, woof!
Kingdom Hearts sort of predates character action as it like grew into, right? Like it took them a while to sort of polish it up.
Yes.
Anyway, we've been Prime Cuts. This show's bad, but the podcast is good. And if you like the podcast, you can join our Discord server.
You can give us a 5-star ratings on whatever podcatcher you listen to.
You can leave us a review, and you can follow us on Blue Sky at primecutspod.bluesky.social. I'm Mara. You can follow me on Blue Sky at marawyvern.bluesky.social, on Tumblr at Cyclonus with a 5 at the end of it. And I'm just not going to plug my Twitter anymore.
Yeah.
Who
it's dead.
cares?
It's dead. Fuck that shit. I'm Audrey. You can find me on Tumblr and Blue Sky at Optimum Prime. That's my funny robot internet joke. You can listen to the other podcast I do called Pot of Greed, which is about Yu-Gi-Oh! And you can follow my drag stuff if that's something that's interested you. I posted about this on Blue Sky, but I do feel a little bit like what the fuck is a Naruto themed blowjob when I talk about when I talk about this Naruto themed blowjob for weed. Hey, Star Trek themed drag for tips. What the fuck is a Star Trek themed drag show? But you can follow my drag at Maxwell Warp on Instagram. That's it.
Well, until next time, I'm going to punt Optimus Prime into a fucking supernova, transform and roll out.
I'm going to submit the paperwork to change my name to Fuckface Shithead, transform and roll out.
Peach.